Watching. I hope you're going to find this video useful. I'm going to take you through a gentle series of restorative movements that will help rebalance and rejuvenate the body. So you can do them as quickly as you want or as slowly as you want. I wouldn't rush too quickly, and you can add this sequence to the constructive resting, where I encourage you to lie down and be absolutely silent and still, so you're stopping for at least 10 or 15 minutes. So to accompany this, you can do this sequence in a few minutes, or you can prolong it to maybe 10 minutes. So feet roughly hip width apart, making sure your toes touch the floor, using the arms to just gently lower yourself down, making sure you've got a couple of paperback books, making sure the surface you're lying on isn't too hard or soft. And you may notice I'm just bringing my feet a bit closer in so I can feel my toes and my whole foot touching the floor. Ideally, knees aren't going to be falling in or outwards. Make any adjustments so you feel comfortable, so you can feel supported as well. Take a few deep breaths and focus on emptying the lungs, so a big exhalation. And I suggest you even take a few big sighs so you're releasing the jaw. And you can actually open the jaw. And as you breathe in, you're going to think of the facial muscles smiling, jaw releasing, the eyes softening. You can think of every limb softening, all the joints releasing, your whole body beginning to spread and to release out onto the floor. You've got the gravity working with you. The mind might be a bit racy, and you might find it difficult to stop. See if you can just have some acceptance around the inability to maybe be still and to be quiet. Once the body starts to become quiet, the mind will quieten down. So the first thing we're going to do is just gently rock the head to each side. So it's going to just gently fall to the right. The head's an enormous weight, as you know, 5 kilos. So the head's just going to roll to the right. One of the places we tend to get the most tight is the neck muscles. So when the head's supported, the heavy weight of the head, it really allows those long extensor muscles to release, and the head can roll to the left, and maybe just stay there for a bit, and so you can just breathe into that release. And then the head can just gently come back to center. The next thing I'm going to do is lift my arms above my head, but in such a way where there's going to be a quality of lightness, so that the intention behind the movement is for the movement to be light, as little effort as possible. So it's not so much about what you do, it's the way you do it, and the quality of attention we bring to the movement. So that quality is going to be one of lightness, one of ease, and one of freedom. So I'm going to start with the hands, the wrists, the forearm, the elbow. So it's almost like the shoulders engaged last. I'm not yanking up the arms above my head and really using lots of effort. Then I'm going to breathe into the shoulders, so I can feel if there's any tension. I feel I can breathe into that tension, and it's most likely you will feel tension. The arms aren't used to going above the head, and it's a really lovely movement to have the arms going above the head. It opens up all the ribs, it opens up all the muscles around the thoracic region, which is all the ribs. The thoracic spine, or the thoracic region, is any part of the spine that has a rib. So those ribs can open, and those muscles and the ribs really assist the breathing. And they start to mobilize the back muscles. So if it feels a bit tight, you can just release out of that movement, and the arms can float above the head. And we're just going to rotate the arms. And the arms are going to be rotated from the small finger That small finger connects with the ulnar bone, so that initiates, guides the movement. You can feel that movement hopefully going right into your shoulder blade. If you get tight and tense in the shoulders, this really helps to release that tension in the shoulders and all the way into the forearm, the hands. And you can even maybe just wiggle fingers, and then you're going to give yourself a hug. Going to walk the fingers around towards the shoulder blades, and it's like you're those shoulder blades are movable bones, so you're gliding and sliding those shoulder blades away from each other. Breathing into the back of the shoulders, so it's like you're opening. It's like opening windows, a wide open space in the back of the shoulders. And just notice which arm is on top. So my left arm, or sorry, my right arm is on top. So I'm going to float them around, float them back out, and rotate the arms again. And this time my left arm is going to go on top, but you're just corkscrewing and just mobilizing the shoulder girdle, the collarbone, the shoulder blade, getting all those bones to move, and the bones in the arms, so we're releasing tension. This time the right arm is going to go on top. I'm feeling, you don't want the ears to come too up towards the ears. See if you can keep the shoulders releasing down, walking the fingers around towards the shoulder blades, so it's almost like your fingertips can meet the edge of the shoulder blades and help to guide them and encourage them to slide away from each other. Breathing into the back, breathing into the torso, so you're mobilizing those ribs at the back, getting your back to expand, open and widen. Then it's going to float the arms back up and just rotate them once more. Then you're just going to think of completely letting the arms go, so it's like dropping the shopping bags. And maybe try that once or twice, because often on the first go we're not quite letting go, so we don't want to push the arms down or force them down, just the weight of the arms and gravity, just allowing the arms to release. Then the next thing we do is just gently bring the knees towards the chest. Try not to disturb any part of the upper torso when you're bringing the knees towards the chest, so we're not going to be lifting the head off, tightening any part of the upper body. And just gently hug the knees, so you're not hugging the knees at the expense of tightening the shoulders, and you can just rock from side to side. You can draw small circles into the knees, so it's just massaging the lower back, taking some of that compression off the lower discs, off the lower spine, and releasing and expanding the muscles in the torso. And you can open the knees and draw some wider circles, so you're releasing into the big ball and socket joints. So this is like injecting oil into the joints. These smooth perpetual movements are great for the joints. The body loves this restorative healing work. And it's like you are learning to maintain the body. It's like taking your body in for MOT. You're learning to restore, rebalance, rejuvenate, and recalibrate the body yourself. Then the next one is a gentle pelvic tilt. So we just gently press into both feet evenly, and we just gently roll up through the spine, peeling each segment of the spine up from the tailbone, working all the way up through the spine. You may want to take the books away so you get a little bit more leverage, so you can come up a little bit higher. You can think of opening in the front of the chest, widening across your collarbones, and just gently rolling down. This is very restoring. This is very balancing for and restoring for the nervous system. It boosts up the immune system, and it helps you to really get in contact with your back, your body. Helps to release those facet joints and open up the discs. So just rolling up once more through the spine, so you can almost start to get in touch with the body. We can start to feel the body. We can start to connect with the body. We can start to listen to the body. And it helped to unravel and release the tension that builds up in the body. So as a result of those pelvic tilts, my spine feels more connected to the floor. I feel more supported. I can feel my body more. So we're just going to finish off by doing the spinal twist. So the body loves these spiral movements. My knees are just going to gently roll to the left as my head turns towards the right. I can bring my arms out to a right angle. You may even want to put your left arm on your right knee to get a little bit more leverage, and you're going to breathe into the body so you get a lovely gentle twist through the spine. And I suggest you breathe deeply into your body so that breath becomes far-reaching, and that far-reaching breath helps to create space and expansion in the body, helps to release and elongate those tight contracted muscles. Then we're just going to roll to the other side, so the knees will roll to the right as my head just gently rolls to the left. And as you can see, my right hand is on my left knee, breathing into the body, breathing into my torso. And just hang out there for 30 seconds or so. And just to finish off, I would suggest you elongate one leg, so you get a lovely sense of extension. That posterior chain of muscles can release. And you get some really deep muscles in there. There's a deep muscle called the psoas muscle that connects the lower limbs to the upper trunk. It's connected to the diaphragm and the breathing. And when you get that lovely release, it creates a real opening in the breathing, creates space between the joints. It's a very good muscle to release. So again, we'll alternate that so the left leg can release out, the right knee points up to the sky. Always noticing the breath, noticing the body. The mind will wander off. Just gently bring yourself back to the present moment and back to your body. Then bring the feet back together, and to come up we just gently roll to the side, coming up onto all fours. You may just gently want to just go into this very rested position, very healing and gentle little stretch before we come up. And to come up, we just come onto one foot and the other foot and just gently come up. So I hope that's been useful. Practice that as much as you can. The body will love it, and you'll start to feel the dividends, the compound effect and the cumulative effect of doing that will have your body be in really good shape. Thanks for watching.